Welcome in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Celtics in second place at the All-Star break. If this was last year's team, I'd be like, all right. Didn't see this one coming, everybody. Here they are now at the All-Star break. Celtics, 15 games above 500. I mean, I think now that the Patriots are over, I think we should talk about this. Jaylen Brown wanted to be the number one guy, and here he is, leading the way. He is the number one guy. They've moved Peyton Pritchard back to the bench. Here he goes. They make a trade for Vucevic, and he was great tonight. But they absolutely dominated. The Celtics closed out the first half of the season in dominant fashion, 124-105 over Chicago. And they went on a 32-8 run. Bulls got no closer than 21 points in the final 30 minutes. Celtics just poured it on tonight. You're coming home from the game. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. How about Vucevic versus his old team? 19 points, 11 rebounds. Pretty good, huh? Like, it's exactly what they needed. Exactly what they needed. And I know that everybody liked Simons. Vooch is just what they need. They needed a big, and it's rumored that one of the reasons why they brought him in is because they are expecting Jason Tatum to come back. That'll be the story, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But between Vucevic and Pritchard tonight, they combined for 39 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals and 2 blocks. That was off the bench tonight. Off the bench. They're deeper. They're better right now. They're just deeper and better, and Tatum's doing his thing every night. Shireman's doing everything he can as a starter with 10 points. Hauser's been giving him 12 every night, 2-3 threes a night. They're grooving. I know they lost to New York, who's kind of had their number of late. But for the most part, when they're right, focused, healthy, and have their rotational guys, solid team. They're in every game. They're in every game. Now, there's some holes, no doubt. I don't think they're a championship team, but I think it's available to them. The Eastern Conference, I still think Detroit's the best team. They do. I didn't see him being second right now. I didn't think they'd get under the tax. I know that money had a lot to do with all the changes that they made this year. But they're under the tax and they're in the second place in the Eastern Conference. I'm shocked. Joe Mazzulla's pushing all the right buttons. I saw this earlier tonight regarding Joe Mazzulla. He's pretty good at challenges. He's 23-9 this year on coaches' challenges. That's 72%. That's good. That's very good. They're rolling, man. They're just rolling. I wish I could give you something negative about it. They're just crushing. I mean, Jordan Walsh tonight came out of nowhere. You know what's one thing I will give them? They gave up 105 points tonight. Did they give up over 100 versus New York? Because they were on a streak. They did, okay. They were on a streak where it was like 90. Now, their defense has been very good. I think it's second in the NBA. I'm impressed, man. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. Skaj, Green Teamers podcast. Did you have the Celtics in second place at the All-Star break? Joe Mazzulla, 72% in his coach's challenge. Jaylen Brown in the All-Star game. Sam Hauser in the three-point contest. Did you have all that?
A Jaylen Brown All-Star, yes, certainly. Sam Hauser in the three-point, yeah, why not? Second in the East, I think technically third once the next game is finalized. No, I don't think anyone really had that. No one thought the Cavs were going to suck this year. They've been, sucking is strong. They're 13 games above 500, but I think people expected the Cavs to be a lot better, the Magic to be a lot better this year. Even, the Raptors, people certainly thought the Knicks would be ahead of the Celtics. So, yeah, I think they deserve a ton of credit. That was their 54th game tonight, so they're just about 2/3 of the way through the season already, and they're, comfortably in the top half of the Eastern Conference, looking at a home playoff series to start the playoffs. That's pretty much all you could ask out of the Celtics team.
You notice since they've traded Anthony Simons, they've gone with a different starting lineup.
You're mixing and matching. Got to figure out what's going to work.
Double bigs, right? They had Luka Garza, Keita. They struggled, right, with the double big look?
Off and on.
And then Baylor Shireman starting. Tonight they put Sam Hauser back in. But what do you attribute the first half explosion? Is it the fact that they just wanted to send a message? I mean, they shot 53% from three in the first half.
Yeah, I think it's when you lose to the Knicks like that at home and you have an all-star break coming up, you kind of not leave it all out there, but there's no reason not to win that game against an inferior opponent. And I think they took care of business, and not to cross sports here, Joe, but we mentioned the Patriots beating up on bad teams. That's what good teams do in these leagues, and the Celtics took advantage of a depleted Bulls team tonight.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Not a good Chicago Bulls team.
That team is made to tank.
Poor Billy Donovan. Guy's collecting a check, though.
They got ripped apart at the deadline. They got Anthony Simons and a bunch of guards and Rob Dillingham. Like Jaden Ivey. What do they all need all those guys for? They have no rim protection.
Way too many guards.
They've lost 6 straight, 3 since the deadline.
Some would say that's by design.
Do you think they started the tank too late?
Yes. This year with this draft, teams were tanking this time last year for this season, and they're a little behind the 8 ball, I would say. Danny Ainge he's been tanking since about 2024 for this draft.
Yeah, they're the 10th worst record in the NBA right now, 24-31.
That doesn't do you any good.
No, that's purgatory.
Yes.
It's the worst place to be.
Unless you're the Mavericks and you trade, Luka Doncic, and then the lottery gets, the balls fall in your favor there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen for Chicago. Maybe, though. Legacy franchise.
So Mark Cuban's trying to buy the team again, huh?
Yeah, I mean, what a disaster.
Can you believe what they did to the franchise?
Gutted.
They were in the NBA Finals.
You're Cooper Flagg. You signing an extension with that franchise? I mean, probably for the number, but yeah. I don't know if you're. I don't see Cooper Flagg long term in Dallas.
Think about that. It's not crossing sports, guys. It's reality. The Patriots just lost a Super Bowl, right?
All right, let's trade Drake May.
No. What I'm saying is, you can look at the Patriots and be like, this happened, and this is why they lost, right? But why did the Mavericks really lose? Because they didn't have a third scorer, and Doncic played zero defense and was out of shape.
Maybe negative defense.
Yeah. But, they needed just a few more pieces, right? Like that. And, did they have an easy schedule, too? Well, I guess whatever. I don't want to. That's a terrible place to be, is Dallas right now. And I think Chicago might be worse at the moment. Who wants to play for them? I think the Michael Jordan stench is gone. Or the mystique. I shouldn't even say stench. Mystique's over there. Celtics enter the All-Star break in a great spot. Despite no Jason Tatum. For the first 54 games this year, the Celtics head into the break with the fourth best record in the NBA. They're a top 4 team in the NBA. Joe Mazzulla has put together a terrific offense despite a massive overhaul of the roster. And it continued at the trade deadline with 4 additional deals. The depth of the roster is solid now at all positions following the acquisition of Nikola Vucevic. Boston's set up to compete now and the future, after dipping under the luxury tax at the trade deadline. And, of course, Tatum's looming return only adds intrigue to upset. I'm going to take this next week off, and I can't get into the head of Jason Tatum. I can't get into the head of him. But I do think that while they have some time off, they should just try to win without him. And what I mean by that is, yeah, he'll make a decision. The doctors will make a decision, all that stuff. But if he doesn't play back, are you just going to tank again? If he doesn't come back?
Have they been tanking without him?
No. What I mean is, are they playing this way because they are getting him back?
I don't think the way they're playing has anything to do with Jason Tatum.
Thank you. I hope they keep it that way.
He's coming back, Joe. You don't do this the week before the All-Star break. Press conferences, practices.
Oh, I know. I know, but he doesn't know, right? Or is he telling us that?
I think that's kind of a, break glass in case of emergency. Don't put a date on it because then there's, a deadline. I don't think they want a deadline on it, but I would be borderline shocked if he doesn't come back at this point.
Me too.
The week before the deadline, he's 5-on-5 practicing, holding a press conference. It's Jason Tatum. He's coming back.
Do you think you think he'll be a 4?
Yes, I think he'll play closer to the basket and be a 4.
Man, and Vooch should still come off the bench?
I think you'll see maybe, double bigs at times. I think Tatum at the 3 would be nice to see for a change.
I'd like to see that.
I think Tatum would like that as well.
I think Derek White would like that.
Derek White would like that. Jaylen Brown would like that. So I think Jason Tatum being on your basketball team, very good for your basketball team. So he's coming back. I would be shocked if he doesn't. I don't understand all the, reports, if that's what you want to call them, from a podcast.
Well, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't know what to believe, dude.
I would say just are the Boston Celtics going to have him work out 5-on-5 in front of the media the week before the All-Star break if he's not coming back? Going to hold a press conference?
Chemistry, though, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they're super worried about adding a top 5, American player in the league to their roster.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to come back because of the chemistry. I don't know what I don't know what is going to happen. I think that they are a team that's competing, though. Do I think they're a championship roster? No.
Well,
but with Tatum and Brown, you always have that chance.
Well, so the big thing is, and this is something we've mentioned at night, probably not so much this year, but 40-20 in the NBA is a huge thing for title contenders. You need to win 40 games before you lose 20 in the NBA. It's that simple, but it's a metric that pretty much goes back forever, that teams that win titles have to win 40 games before they lose 20. It just doesn't happen. If you don't meet that threshold, you're not a title contender. So the Celtics, I heard Grandy mention it numerous times in the broadcast tonight, they have to go 4-4 over their next 8 games, I believe, to hit that. What are they, 36-16 would be the math there? Mm-hmm. So this is a huge stretch for them coming up at the Warriors, at the Lakers, West Coast swing. Can they go, 4-4 in their next 8? That's kind of the barometer.
Out of the gate, as you mentioned, go at Golden State, which might have the Porzingis Horford look. At the Lakers, at Phoenix, at Denver. Woo-hoo.
Phoenix stinks.
Yeah, but there's that look ahead, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, look ahead. And then Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Dallas. They're going to smoke those teams. Hey, they get Cleveland, San Antonio, and Oklahoma City 3 in a row in March.
Tough schedule. It could be the Tatum. Early March.
And then I'm just looking at the rest. They do get OKC again. They get Minnesota, OKC back-to-back. That'll be tough.
Spurs are gaining ground on OKC. OKC has not been, they're 5-5 in their last 10. They have not been the dominant team they were to start the season.
They play at New York, third to last game of the year, April 9th. Wow. These guys got a shot, huh?
Tough schedule, but they got a shot.
What do you think it all looks like? Maybe we'll do that on the other side. What will it all look like if that does happen? Jason Tatum comes back. They start putting the team together. What's the roster look like? What's the rotation look like? We'll do that. You guys are driving home from the game. You want to react? 617-779-0985. There is some Patriot stuff out there as well. Olympics are ongoing. You got Team USA tomorrow. You got Red Sox pitchers and catchers. And you got us until 11 o'clock tonight. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to
I'm back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Little Alice in Chains coming back there. By the way, I have not received the book. I can't believe I didn't pre-order it. But it's called The Angry Pen. I think we talked about it one night, guys, and it's out now. And for some reason, I don't have it. I didn't pre-order it. It's already all sold out, and I need it. So, if you got an extra one, this guy over here might need one. It's me. The Angry Pen by Lane Staley. I really need to see that. Speaking of The Angry Pen, Joe Mazzulla. All right, guys, let's do it. I just got a text here from Hooch. Checking in, listening on YouTube. Thank you, sir. I think we have to say Joe Mazzulla is a top 5 coach in the NBA. So let's have fun. Top 5 coaches, NBA. And where does Joe Mazzulla rank? So, current head coaches in the NBA. Where would Billy Donovan be on that list? Not top 5. Right?
I think he's a good coach.
I think he's a really good coach.
Yeah, his team sucks.
Is Spoelstra still top of the list there?
I would not have him at the top of my list.
How about Mike Daigneault?
Mike Daigneault. He's a good coach. OKC coach. Very good coach.
I'd say he's pretty good. You know who I think's been pretty good? I'm not putting him in top 5. But Thiago Silva, Splitter.
Thiago Splitter, yeah.
Taking over for Chauncey Billups.
Tough situation there.
But he's done well.
Done very well, yeah.
Mitch Johnson.
Spurs head coach. He's been good. I would have him top 5 for this season for sure. He's done an incredible job. I think JB Bickerstaff's got to be up there for what he's done in Detroit.
He's been great. Chris Finch.
Solid coach. Been railroaded before, but yes, a good coach. I mean, not coach of the year, but a solid coach.
Who are the top 5 coaches in the league right now, would you say?
Right now, this very moment, I would say Joe Mazzulla is certainly in the top 5. I don't know how you could argue it. Everything he's done since he stepped foot into the league, his team wins basketball games. They win by wide margins. They win on the road. They win at home. They win in the playoffs, except for last year. They did choke against the Knicks. You can't really glaze over that one. It was a massive choke job. But I would still say he's a top 5 coach in the league. I don't know 5 other coaches you would take over him.
So this is my list and then crap all over it, okay? I like when you do that. I tell you the 5 and you say, no. Also, just remember, when I give you my top 5, it's based off of history, wins, championships, maybe not so current, but Eric Spoelstra, Steve Kerr, Tyronn Lue, Mark Daigneault. I'd either say Finch, Donovan, Mazzulla. That's 7, right?
I know his team absolutely sucks this year, but Rick Carlisle is a very good coach. Oh,
he's a great coach.
His team stinks, but he is a very good coach.
The kid Mosley is pretty good.
Jamal Mosley's a good coach.
And Jason Kidd.
And you know who hasn't been a very good coach this year? Ime Udoka. His team is very talented, and they quit on him quite often.
Would you rather have Quinn Snyder or Ime Udoka?
Ime Udoka.
Me too.
Yeah.
See, I think that's the 10s, guys. I think there's 10 good coaches. Ime, Carlisle. I'll put Mosley, Kidd, Donovan, Mazzulla, Finch, Daigneault, Lue, Kerr, Spoelstra.
Bickerstaff.
I like Bickerstaff. I like Will Hardy. I know his team blows.
Yeah.
But is that a team?
Kenny Atkinson has had some up and down years.
I was going to say Darko.
I think he's done a really good job with the Raptors. I think they were a team a lot of people thought would suck this year, and you see the clips coming out of his post-game press conferences and practices. They're all the way bought in. So I think that was a good hire by Toronto.
But again, the reason why I'm saying, and they're probably the names you guys know: Spoelstra, Kerr, Lue, Daigneault, Finch, Mazzulla, Donovan, Mosley, Kidd, Carlisle. That's 10. Number 11 would be Ime Udoka, Quinn Snyder. You mentioned Bickerstaff. Really probably only is 15 good coaches in the league. Then there's like the Nick Nurses of the world.
JJ Redick.
Mike Brown.
You
know, like that.
Nick Nurse.
Those are your like the retreads, right? I mean, I don't know. Is Doug Christie considered a coach?
Not anymore.
Charles Lee.
Hornets went on a nice little 9-game winning streak recently.
Oh, what about Adelman? How's he been?
He's been rocky start. He's been better as of late. Figure out the roster.
Oh, they fired their coach, huh?
Well, yeah.
When he hasn't ended up anywhere, huh?
I haven't. No, Mike Maloney was rumored to go to the Knicks, and then that didn't
never
happen.
happened. Maybe he's on an island with a drink, with a little umbrella.
Maybe he'll show up at All-Star Weekend. Snoozing.
You're right. You know what's funny? When I was the Patriots were over, and it was Monday, I was really tired because we worked late, and I just started thinking about the beach. And I started thinking about that Polynesian drink with the umbrella in it. Maybe like a crazy fruit punch,
You a daiquiri guy, Joe?
I'll drink a daiquiri, yeah.
I could see you on the beach with a daiquiri.
But I like you go to a party and they just put a bunch of juice together.
Oh yeah.
And you just drink it.
Big fan of that.
I want that in a mason jar, but a smaller mason jar with a handle, like a mug. Because I when I drink anything, Skaz, I like to drink out of a mason jar. It makes me feel like a man.
Manly mason jars.
Just you ever drink it? What do you drink out of a cup? A normal
No, well,
cup?
I do have like small mason jars.
I love a good mason jar.
They're not, everyday use, but occasionally, iced coffee or something in there.
Fill that bad boy up with ice, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's like and with the handle, you're rocking and rolling. Now, you know what? I'm gonna get some umbrellas to put in drinks. Maybe I'll start putting them in all the Celsiuses. And everyone's gonna be like, why are there drinks in the umbrellas? Because it's me thinking about what Mike Malone's doing right now. Oh, who said Jordan Wall said he's going to the beach?
I think Cedric Maxwell will have an umbrella in his drink within the next 24 hours.
But no, Jordan Walsh, didn't he say, hey,
I'll be on a beach somewhere.
That's what he said.
Little R&R. That's what you want out of your basketball team.
Oh, God. I would a mimosa right now. Oh,
you think Max is taking the red eye to Kinston, or you think he's heading out in the morning?
He's leaving. Yeah, he's gone. He's already on the way to the airport. He's listening right now.
He's already at Logan.
Snacks with Max. What do you think he eats on the plane?
It's got to be Cheetos and Skittles.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, sandwiches.
Cheetos and sandwiches. Maybe we could dig in a little more. I know we get some free shows coming up. But I think my list is just based off of historical. But I am kind of curious where Joe Mazzulla ranks.
He's better
than Steve Kerr right now.
Is he a better Celtics head coach than Doc Rivers? Is he the best Celtics head coach of the last 30 years?
Brad was good.
He was damn good.
Brad was really good. But he couldn't get over the hump. Doc got him over the hump. Got him to the finish line twice. Just only finished once. Mazzulla.
It's gotten him there twice.
Well, they lost in Game 7, his rookie year, right?
Yes.
And then they won it the next year. And then they lost last year. Is he the best? No.
You don't think he's a better coach than Doc Rivers?
If you put up, maybe we have to make a graphic for this now. Doc Rivers first, 3 years? Versus
Dawson is on it.
You on that, buddy? I would say Doc because of the success. But
Mazzulla,
these guys are winning more.
Pretty good success.
No, they're winning more.
Less talented roster.
Absolutely.
Well, this season at least.
Yeah. I'd like to think about that for a little bit. We have Kevin. He's in the car. What's up, Kevin?
What's up, guys? Happy to hear you guys on to 11. I just had a point about Mazzulla. I think great redemption for him. I had my doubts last year. Thought he was a little too stubborn. That series against the Knicks, obviously. But to do this without your best player, I've been more than impressed. And it stinks for Eam, see how that's a big collapse. So my question is, let's say the Celtics do pull it together. They do win a championship. I mean, is Joe Mazzulla the best coach in the league?
I would say no.
I think you can make the argument, though.
I think that if you wanted to tell me, look what Joe Mazzulla is doing. Like OKC, they're loaded. They're a juggernaut, right? Sam Presti just puts somebody into the equation and it works. I still like Spoelstra, but looking at what Spoelstra has right now in their production, it's not what Joe Mazzulla is doing with his.
I like Spoelstra. I think he's a good coach, but you can't just be a good coach in the playoffs. You can't be an 8 seed every single year and play the plucky underdog card. Like coaching in the regular season, I know people crap on the NBA regular season, but it does matter. And Spoelstra is a wizard in these series, and his teams advance further than they should a lot of the time, but they're also behind the 8 ball because of their seeding and because of how they play and treat the regular season, and that's a coaching thing.
Yeah, like he is a wizard. He's a made man. In the NBA coaching world, Spoelstra's a made man. He's a wizard. If this was Harry Potter, he'd be at the school teaching classes because he's that good. And I don't mean to compare Harry Potter to basketball, but I'm trying to tell you that the guy's a damn good coach and has been for a long time. But his team gets into the tournament and then he turns his wizardry on. Mazzulla's teams are in the top three every year. Battling it out. Games are important, right? Takes everything seriously. He's mentally challenges the guys, It's different. One's a real wizard-made man, while Joe is still trying to figure it out, but does it differently because he has a different roster. And Joe's playing mind games with the guys. Spoelstra's coaching guys up who aren't, But is he doing, look at this team. The other night we watched them play. It was a 2-point game. Good game, whatever. But, look who he had taking shots down the stretch. We would criticize Joe Mazzulla if it was, somebody
Ron
else.
Harper.
Exactly. Oh, my God, we'd be killing him. Listen, Mazzulla has earned his stripes. He's earned his stripes. And it's really great what he's done. But I still remember what happened last year. And I think that this year was good for him. Because I think he's learned some lessons. And although he won't admit it because he's so stubborn, right? He's stubborn. We just got to go with it. Belichick was like that. Come on. I mean, he was here forever. I think that Joe Mazzulla's had to learn how to win differently this year.
And coach differently, I think, too.
And that's good, right? That's a good thing.
Very good.
Because when you're Steve Kerr, listen, I think Steve Kerr's a good coach because he can them personalities. But do I think he's the X's and O's wizard? I don't. But is he going to go down as one of the best? He will. Yeah,
I think rightfully.
Yeah.
But I think looking at this big picture, one of the biggest question marks coming into the season, maybe the biggest, it was Jaylen Brown being the one, and can Joe Mazzulla coach this team and be successful? We went into this season saying we're going to learn the most about Joe Mazzulla and Jaylen Brown this year, and I would say up to this point, they've both passed with flying colors.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think I said this every night. I thought Joe Mazzulla was playing his guys. Right? He wouldn't play Minot or Garza or some of these other guys. He would go with Walsh and his guys because it was that system, and it was still Jason Tatum's system. And one day, Jaylen Brown made the comment about, you need to get with the program or you need to get out of here. And I think he was talking to Joe Mazzulla. I think they started changing the way they played with Jaylen Brown. I think they started playing Jaylen Brown basketball and got away from the Tatum. That's an opinion of mine. Doesn't mean I'm right. But something changed there for the both of them. They came together. They connected. The team's connected. But what happened of late with Peyton Pritchard going to the bench and they're 4-1 in the 5 games he's gone to the bench, you're starting to see the team elevate. You're starting to see them get better. I'm starting to like this. Hey, listen, I would like a basketball season. And I kind of like watching a team that you might, like the Patriots, you knew that it was a miracle that they were there. Would I be shocked if the Celtics went to the NBA Finals? Absolutely not, especially if it's Tatum and Brown. Especially. 617-779-0985. We got to pay homage to something we saw today, especially if you're a sports fan. We'll do that next after the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Celtics winners tonight, 124-105 over Chicago. They got points.
Zach and Bertrand get you through the midday, Joe Murray gets you right through the night.
I actually spoke with women today.
On the Sports House.
Too young. Too young. And I'm 43, so 1999, I'm a junior in high school, going into my senior year. Dawson's Creek was a big deal. It was on the WB. They had some big-time characters. The guy who played Pacey was in the Mighty Ducks. He was Charlie. I can't remember his name right now. Who was the other girl that
Katie
played
Holmes.
Katie Holmes was a superstar. She in Batman? Yeah, she was. I mean, she was a superstar. And this was when, like, 90210s ended. You know, all that's kind of moved on. This was when MTV really had a lot of, started their big-time series, right? OC. This was when, because if I'm not mistaken, so from what I know about James Vanderbeek, he was born in Connecticut. I'll look it up. But just my mind's eye, he was born in Connecticut. He tried out for Dawson's Creek. He got the main part. I know that he was in the movie Angus, which was I loved that movie because Green Day was the song in it. And I remember he played the bully in Angus, which was again like another MTV movie, by the way. So again, I'm all MTV, Nickelodeon. You know, that was my wheelhouse. And Michelle Williams was a part of that show. I think it was his girlfriend on the show, if I'm not mistaken. But Dawson's Creek was a big deal. It was big to kids. Maybe the adults watched it, but he was a mainstay as far as those characters that had, you know, a big input. Jason Biggs was one of those during that time. 1999, that was like American Pie was coming out. A lot of those movies at that time were very big. He was also on the show One Tree Hill, if you remember that. He was in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Yep, he was with Jason Biggs. He did American Psycho with
Patrick Bateman.
There you go.
He played the brother, I think.
That's another one there. He was on Ugly Betty. He did a lot of that CSI Criminal Minds stuff. One Tree Hill was big. I was not into all that, but it was very big at the time. But, you know, he kind of turned into one of those, had a big run in the 2000s, but they'd bring him back for nostalgia, that type. But the number one thing for me was he was in the movie Varsity Blues. For anyone who played football, or even at that time I was, you know, the storyline of Coach Kilmer going for his big championship win. You got the star quarterback, right? He gets hurt. Who's the backup? It's James Vanderbeek. And, you know, we'll go out leaving with this, guys. It's sad. This is a sad one for me.
Yeah, it's really sad. 48 years old, and you know we're two men. I'm in my 30s. You're in your low 40s, Joe. Get your prostate checked. You know this stuff is serious. Eat your fiber. Like colorectal cancer is a big thing, especially among men. It's not something to be taken lightly, and you hate for something like this to be a wake-up call to anybody, but if it does dawn the light and forces somebody to get a checkup, that is a good thing. So yeah, it's an awful story. Way too young. 48 years old is just especially in today's day and age, far too young. So yeah, just take care of yourself, not just for yourself but for your family, for all that stuff.
Yep. It sounds like he was privately dealing with it. He did take the steps to resolve it, but sometimes it's too late. And in this case, this one kind of came out of nowhere for me, but there were people that were sharing that he wasn't doing well, and I didn't know that. But just, James Vanderbeek is, a lot of these guys, when you're child actors, you might be sensitive to some of the reactions or no. If Scary Movie came out, he did it, right? If he knew his role, just like Ian Ziering from 90210 does Sharknado, they just know, he was one of them. All right, I want to just go out with this one. You've all saw Varsity Blues. He had a great little speech in the locker room about being heroes. I figured we'd go out with it tonight because it meant a lot. And we're back here tomorrow night. Full show, everybody. We'll do more here. Celtics win. Thanks, Dawson. Literally, we have an intern named Dawson. And Dawson from Dawson's Creek passed away, and I'm very sad about this. So we'll go out to being a hero. Varsity Blues. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night.
Let's go out there, and we'll play the next 24 minutes for the next 24 minutes. And we'll leave it all out on the field. We got the rest of our lives to be mediocre, but we have the opportunity to play like gods for the next half of football. But we can't be afraid to lose. There's no room for fear in this game. And we go out there, and we half-ass it because we're scared. All we're left with is an excuse. We're always going to wonder. But we go out there,